Good evening, everyone. Good morning, and good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Global Family Toastmasters meeting. And before we start, please turn on your camera and leave your microphone on mute unless you are speaking. Okay, let's welcome our Global Family President, Joseph.
Thank you so much and wonderful. Thank you, Kyoko, for that opening, getting us all ready and mentally prepared. And yes, just like Kyoko mentioned, we do encourage you to turn on your camera. I can't tell you, as a speaker on an online club, it's so helpful when people have cameras on and you can see heads nodding, people taking notes, thinking about things. It really empowers the speaker in a way that just seeing a sea of black and names just does not do. And today, wow, we have a great host and we have a great workshop speaker as well. So, all of you, you are in for a super special treat. Global Family, we are a club, since we have a lot of guests here. We are an online club that we chartered around this time last year. We were started by current district director for Director 67, District 67, Alex Huang. And we started as a club that believes that you can have really beautiful moments and growth opportunities by crossing districts and bringing leaders from different districts together to grow, to learn from each other, to encourage each other, and to build each other. And this community, we are always open to new leaders, to leaders to be, and we are an advanced club. So if you've been in Toastmasters for a while and you're looking for that next step forward, we highly encourage you to join. We're very open to members. And tonight we have something super special for everybody. I see a lot of guests here, so I think you all know what that special is, just as I do as well. And so, without any further announcements and all of that, I'd like to go ahead and welcome up our Toastmaster of the meeting, Stefano from District 76. Now, Stefano is a very interesting soul. You'll notice that, I'm sorry, I'm stealing your thunder. I saw you on mute. You'll notice that his meeting background is a little bit different. It's tailored, it's personalized, it's himself. Now, this man is not a narcissist. He's just got a really great sense of humor. He is somebody who is deeply invested in Toastmasters, both in his district and beyond. I've seen him support a lot of clubs. I've seen him give a lot of love into our community globally. Stefano is somebody who sometimes he's working behind the scenes, and when he's in the front, he brings a lot of laughter, a lot of jokes, and a lot of joy. Tonight, or for some, this morning, you're going to enjoy really spectacular hosting. You're going to enjoy a great workshop. You're going to enjoy really good online community. And so, let's welcome up Stefano. The floor is yours.
Thank you, President Joseph, for the very warm introduction. I am a lover of Toastmaster, as you can see from my background. I'm a lover of coconuts as well. I have been given this virtual background by Kyoko, who has made it, so I felt compelled to use it. How uncool it is to have your face as a virtual background. Okay. I'd like to remind you that the theme of tonight is the voice of leadership. The virtual background is in the chat, so if you'd also like to load it up and participate, please feel free to use this virtual background. Okay, before introducing our speaker for the evening, please let me acknowledge that our role taker. So we have Patsy taking the timer. Thank you, Patsy, for your help. And we have Ingrid as our counter. Thank you very much for serving as the counter tonight. Okay, let's start with our first main dish of the evening. I can see him there on the screen. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, mom and dad, please join me in welcoming our one and only Fursey Gotuaco. He is the 2 times finalist of the a World Championship of Public Speaking competition. He is recently a DTM, although I heard rumors that when he was born, rather than crying first, he gave a 5 to 7 minute speech. I also like to remind that he has recently published his, we can call it a future Bible of public speaking. It's been A to Z, depending if you're British or American. So please check out his book. It has so many words of wisdom, so much knowledge that you can learn from Fursey. Okay, so without further ado, please join me in introducing Distinguished Toastmaster Fursey Gotuaco.
Thank you, Stefano. Wow, he is indeed a lover of Toastmasters. He really is. You're absolutely right, Joey. We see him everywhere, and I appreciate the fact that I turn on my camera and I see Kyoko and Stefano coming in here, and Patsy, and so many people that I know from the groups that I'm in. Mahesh, Sophia. It's really terrific. I'm going to miss somebody. Jenny, all the people I know, of course, Robin. All right, we're talking about leadership tonight. And Toastmasters is one of the most perfect vehicles for leadership because it gives us so many opportunities to share our voice in leadership. But our voice isn't just one voice. Our voice has different facets, and it depends on the space that we're in. And that's why I call it the 5G network. That Toastmasters is our 5G network that allows us to practice the voice of leadership. Let's take a look at some of these. And I am going to ask for some of your input. And so please be ready to send something in the chat. The first G is ourself. Ourself. The first G is ourself. And one of the things that we have to understand is we have to be able to lead ourselves. And one of the first things we have to be able to do is establish goals. And there's a balance there, isn't there? There is a balance between our goals at home and our goals at work. Right, Harry? We can't, if we only pursue goals at work, what's going to happen at home? Right, Daniel? I see you nodding. Yeah, there you go, Sophia. So we've got to have that work-life balance. We even have to have self-family balance. That you have to keep growing yourself. Goals are going to be part of that. The first G in leading ourselves is our goals. Tell me a goal that you have in the chat. What is one goal that you have? What is one goal that you have? One of the most interesting things about goals, hi Teresa, is whether or not we think we can achieve that goal. We might set the goal, but do we truly believe that we can do it? Ooh, the Triple Crown, absolutely, Teresa. And as active as you are, I know you're going to get that. A better public speaker, absolutely, David. You know, Patsy's talking about personal growth. Yes, DTM. You know what, Maggie? After, 7 years, I finally got my DTM. And I'm so glad, because then I had to give a speech at a DTM presentation. I was like, good thing I'm a DTM. But yeah, money and more learning. Well, hopefully they go hand in hand, right? That would be really nice. But one of the things about goals is we don't believe that we can achieve it. We set the goal, but we don't even believe that we can achieve it. And so one of the first things we have to believe is, yes, we can. We can do it. We can achieve that DTM. We can achieve that work-life balance. We can set the priority of learning and making money and doing both. But I can tell you that as a teacher of over 30 years, I had kids who did not believe that they could. Many of the kids I taught believed they were destined to die soon. They didn't think they were going to live. Their goal was simply to get to Saturday night because they didn't think they were going to live to Sunday. We have to be able to set that goal. We have to believe that we can set a goal and achieve it, at least for ourselves. DTM and cool mom at the same time. That's a good one, Ingrid. Toastmasters and personal life, right? Toastmasters and personal life. Can we do both, Ingrid? So the first G is goals. Can you convince yourself that you can indeed find that balance? Now, you might need some help, but that doesn't mean that you can't reach that goal and understand that I'm capable of that. I'm capable of balancing what I need to balance, and I have things within me that I can leverage. I have strengths within myself that I can leverage to make it happen. The second G, gratitude. We're talking about one-to-one communication. One of the ways that we as leaders speak is to one other individual. One other individual, whether it's in that individual's office or whether it's in your own office. And I think these conversations have to start with a level of gratitude. Even if you're saying, thank you for making time to meet with me. Thank you for coming in today. You know, as a principal, as an administrator in a school, I learned how to say thank you to the parents who came into my office, because oftentimes they were there under duress. They were not happy about being there. Their child had just done something very silly, and now the parents got to take time off of work to come to my office and be told that their daughter's going to get suspended because they were doing something ridiculous. And the first thing I needed to say was, excuse me, Mom, Stefano Spillo's mom, thank you for coming in today. I appreciate you taking the time off of work. I appreciate you taking the energy to meet with me again. Because we all know Stefano got in a lot of trouble when he was a kid. Right, Kyoko? We know him. So that's one of the things that we have to have. We have to have that sense of gratitude and realize that when we are working with others, we have to understand how they help us succeed in putting the picture together. They help us succeed in putting that picture together. How are you helping me? And I am grateful for it. And how am I going to help you? And I'm grateful for the opportunity. As a leader in your clubs and you're reaching out to help somebody, we can thank them for giving us the opportunity to be part of their journey. As mentors, we are helping someone on their journey. Are we telling them thank you for that? Who is someone in your club that you'd like to thank? Just write that in the chat. Who is somebody in your club or your division or your area? Because I realize we've got some district level officers here. Who is someone that you'd like to go, you know what? Thanks a lot for your work. Thanks a lot for sending out that email. Who is someone you would put, Mahesh? Who would you thank for something that they have done? I want to thank Robin. He showed up at a meeting earlier this morning, my morning. That was over 12 hours ago. He showed up at a meeting and he punched through this incredible table topic. And then he said this was due to Fursey's group. And I was like, thanks, man. Thanks for shining light on my bald head, you know, and kind of spotlighting me for just a little bit. Oh, my area director, Carol Liu. Club officers, Dharmendra, so proactive. I like the fact that you put proactive. I appreciate that. Our club VP, Patsy Wu, enlightening, for very enlightening. Enlightening who you are, I think is what you're trying to say, right? Ooh, thank you to me. Thanks, Arpit. Arpit was also at that meeting. And so we start with that gratitude. We start with that gratitude. That's our second G. The third G, we're moving very quickly because I only got 25 minutes, and 5 of that's got to be Q&A. Growth. How do we grow? Not just ourselves, but how do we grow others? The third G in leadership is growth of others. How do we help other people? When you think about your officer teams, how do you help them not just grow as individuals, but how do they grow as a team? How do they grow up? How do they grow closer together? We don't think about that very often. We don't think about how we grow closer together. How do you use your voice? How do you use your voice as a leader to grow others? How do you become that whisper? Hey, Jenny, I just want to thank you for everything that you do for those families, those people in your groups. I really appreciate that. You're making the world better for those people and therefore making the world better for us. Thank you for giving so much of yourself. Does this make sense? That's Jenny Lim. She's got this great group where she helps mothers. It's terrific. This is part of what we do. We grow others. And we have to develop the right vocabulary to do that. And part of that starts with gratitude, but then it moves forward to the sense that not only are we one-on-one growing together, but we are now working with so many different variables and growing together in many different directions, yes? You're not only growing left and right, but up and forward and back. And we have to show gratitude for that. And we have to grow together. The fourth G is greatness. And this is what we think of often in terms of leadership. And this is what we think of when we think of public speaking. Oh, can you stand in front of a group and be the big public speaker? Are you ready to achieve greatness? Remember when we talked about goals and how some people are scared? That they don't believe that they can. And this is where it cycles through. As a leader, we have to develop a voice that can inspire that larger group. It's not just a one-on-one anymore. It's not just a group of officers, but it's a larger group. Is that group 10? Is that group 30? Is that group 100? Is that group 1,000? By email. Have you been able to transfer your voice to email? Have you been able to find just the right words in print to inspire a group, a large group?
Yeah.
What's the largest group that you have inspired? Would you write that in the chat? What's the largest group that you have inspired? When was the last time you volunteered to lead that group? When was the last time you volunteered to lead that group and accept the mantle of greatness? I'm looking at the chat now. It's passion. Oh, we're still talking about people you want to thank. Jenny talked about DTM Alvin Hong. In print is hard, but yes, it's a good challenge. You know, when I was principal, I was responsible for sending out, so sorry, you just never know with cats. And that's going to be my next speech, leadership of cats, a failing objective. No, right, Teresa? You just never know. You want to know how to lead groups, you have to understand the difference between cats and dogs. You do. You have to understand the difference between cats and dogs, Raul. How many of you are dog people? You classify yourself as a dog person. Yeah, not that you go around going woof woof, but you're right, you're learning with dogs, Mahesh. And how many of you are cats, Joseph? How many of you, yeah? Okay, good. To be a leader and to achieve greatness, you have to understand the difference. That was nice, Feta. You have to understand the difference between cats and dogs. You see, oftentimes when we are speakers and in charge of the group as leaders, we think everybody is a dog. Sit, speak, quiet, fetch. We expect everyone to do everything that we ask them to do. We expect our audiences to sit quietly and listen to us. That's if they are dogs, but the reality is they're usually cats. Teresa, will cats sit and listen to us quietly? No. Will they fetch the dog, Ravin and Mahesh? No. No. I give my dog a name because I grew up with dogs. I give it a name. I call the name. The dog comes to me, wagging its tail in joy. My cat, I have no idea why I even gave him a name. I'm like, come here, kitty. And he's like, whatever. If we want to achieve greatness, we have to pay attention to G number 1, ourselves. G number 2, each other with gratitude. G number 3, we grow them. Then we can start to understand how to lead that large group, whether it is by vocals or by the voice of leadership in print. What are we sending out in our messages, whether it's a daily or a weekly or a monthly newsletter, memo? This is the 4th G. Greatness in the way we communicate, greatness in the way we take on responsibilities, greatness in the way that we respond to the individuals in our groups. The 5th G, you're going to love this, global family. The 5th G is global. We have to remember that as Toastmasters, we are a global organization. Now you, all of us in the room, we understand that because we're all here amongst global members. But a lot of times, a club in a specific country does not see that. The club in Canada sees itself as Canadian. The in-person club in America sees itself as American. The in-person club in Japan sees itself as Japanese. The in-person club in any country sees itself in that country. But we have to remember that as Toastmasters, we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity and, dare I say, an obligation to bring globalization to all our members. Not just the fact that you're going to be in a club meeting with people from around the globe, but what I'm saying is many of the companies we work for are global. Now imagine if somebody in Florida in the United States is in with a person from Korea or Japan, and they're in that club every week, interacting, learning about it. When they go to their boss, the boss says, hey, can you handle this group in Asia? And you go, yeah. Do you have any experience with that group in Asia? Yes, I do. I have been interacting with Japanese and Koreans or Singaporeans for the last 2 years in my Toastmaster community. Boom! We have an obligation to raise the bar for everyone. And Toastmasters is the perfect opportunity because we're asking people to be supportive and positive in this global environment where you don't know people, but you know you're going to be well received. And I know this personally because I have been there. I have traveled to many countries and personally received, oh, I like that, Stefano, personally been received with such positivity. When I go to visit D75 in the Philippines, right, Raul? Yeah, baby. It's like balikbayan, man, because I was born there and they took me back in. You know, this is what we're talking about. That warmth that we provide as Toastmasters is not just for the people in our region. It is a global environment that we bring. Whether that's hand in hand or whether that's technology. But we need to remember that whatever we do globally, it has to start locally. Take a look at this. This is Admiral McCraven, the U.S. military and the Navy SEALs. He gave the keynote at my alma mater, University of Texas at Austin. He said, if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed. It gives you personal satisfaction. The goal that every morning starts off by making your bed. If you can accomplish that, then you can move on to bigger things. We go from goals to global. G1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't just rise and then stay there. We keep working through that cycle with every new member that we have. With every single member that we have, we go from goals to gratitude to growth. Take a look at this. Gandhi. If you want to change the world, start with yourself. It starts with goals, believing in yourself for greatness, and then going global. If you want to change the world, go home. That's what Mother Teresa says. Go home and love your family. So it's not necessarily that I'm saying go global and forget everybody in your backyard. We have those 5 G's in play at all times. And this is the voice of leadership. It is a voice that resonates globally, and it's a voice that resonates right there on your shoulder, telling you, you can do it. I believe in you. Let's do it together. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Fursey. Such an inspiring session. I would like to take a minute for all participants. We have 37 participants, which is a wonderful audience, to share your comments, thoughts, emotions, what you felt using the chat function so that we can share what we experienced and also give Fursey some feedback and some words of appreciation for his great workshop speech. Patsy, can you let us know once 1 minute has passed, please?
Sure. Sorry. Nice up.
Thank you very much, Patsy. Now I'd like to move to the second portion of the meeting, introducing our table topics master. He served as a past district governor. He got his president's citation in 2014. He is the sponsor of our beloved global family. He's also referred to as the godfather of Legacy Toastmasters Club. I'm sure you guessed who this is. It's distinguished Toastmaster Harry Fong. Let's welcome him with a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you, Stefano. What a wonderful speech by Fursey. Really wonderful. The 5G. Wow, I'm very impressed. Really wonderful. The voice of leadership. So, and today the theme of the meeting is also about the voice of leadership. So, shall we start with a question like, I would like to I'll put the question at the chat box so everyone can see. The first question I would say, after listening to Fursey's speech, what is one goal in your mind that you believe you can do it and you want to make it no matter what? For this question, may I invite our timer? Patsy, please.
Thank you, Table Topics Master. Well, it was an amazing speech I heard, especially talking about global. Yeah, the ultimate goal for the Toastmasters actually is to connect globally. We're not only limited in Japan, we're not only limited in Taiwan, in Thailand, or even in Canada. It's only so many provinces. They are not good enough. We need to connect globally through the internet, through the Toastmasters. Learning experiences will develop a communication, the leadership skills. We connect throughout the world. That's with the gratitude. For me, what is really my goal is to develop myself personal skills in public speaking. As a person actually had anxiety about public speaking years ago, I had a panic attack. But today, I'm not afraid of anymore. I'm still developing my skills. And guess what? Lately, Fursey, you know, it's so easy for me to look up everything. And there was like a handbook, a little Bible for me. We have the leadership, starting with the communication. I hear my voice. How do I find my voice? How do I find my vehicles of the voice? It's depending on these vehicles, my two. Back to you, Vice Master. Thank you.
Thank you, Patsy, for the response. Well, the second question is first it talks about gratitude, which is very important. So, who is the one in your club that you want to say thank you, show your gratitude for what he or she did for you, and why? For this question, may I invite Von Eric, please?
I belong to many clubs in different districts. And I can't thank all of them, but there's only one person that I'm truly grateful for. She's in District 99, soon to become District 208. In that person, I know you don't know her, but I'm forever grateful to her because she's always there. From the very first time I took the role of area director, she guided me. When I was division director, she helped me, mentored me. When I became club growth director, she's part of my team. And when I was become program quality director, she's my conference chair. That person, she's not in here in this meeting. She may not heard this, she may not know this, but I'm referring to my friend, my mentor, John Petro. We're in the same club 2 years ago. I coach her club. But at the same time, even if I'm the club coach, she's still mentoring me. So that person is no other than John Petro. I hope you will come across her when you visit Northern and Southern Alberta. She's not only an amazing friend, but a supportive one. She doesn't need to be a district leader because for her, helping someone to become a leader is already a big achievement. And I think that's the voice of leadership too. We need to help someone to become a great leader, and we are a true leader if we develop a leader. Back to you, Fong.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the response. And also the third question, we always want to help someone to grow. So as a Toastmasters, who's the one you have helped to grow? What have you done? I think different individual has different experience. May I invite Martin? Martin Abato, please.
Yes, I have helped. I will not say that many people, but fortunately, I was like a club ambassador. It's like a coach, but without having the credits to be a coach. And in that way, I could help 3 clubs in California that they were struggling clubs and they become president distinguished club. And I just did that to prove that it was easier to handle with people in the United States than in Mexico, because I had one where I was a coach, but it was a little difficult. I said, I will take 3 in California and it's going to be easier. Then I have helped other clubs in, for example, in other countries where it's easier sometimes to become president distinguished club. And if you are a good mentor or coach and they follow the advice, they can become president distinguished, and hopefully also doing some small steps, they will achieve it. And it's like here in Global Family, they are almost, just for few things, and they become president distinguished club. I think that this is a great club also, and if you need help, I will be glad to help you also here. But for example, Fursey is a great mentor because he's always with a commitment to help all clubs, not only the clubs that are near him, but also those that are so around. And I am amazed how they are in other time zones really late. For example, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's there. I think that we must follow the advice also to be there and help as much as possible. Back to you.
Very good examples. Wonderful. And first, you also talk about greatness. And I think there's a gentleman, Ferta, raised his hand. Would you like to answer this question? What is the largest group you have inspired in recent years? What have you done? May I invite Ferta?
Thank you. All right, Patsy, timer, press that button. You're not the only one who has a book. Unfortunately, I have a book too. Anyway, I cannot see it because of my background. Anyway, now, I put in the chat 500. And guess what? That was a hospital. I had 500 staff, doctors, nurses, whatever it is. And I didn't go there by choice. I was dropped in it. I used to be a general manager of a 5-star hotel for 25 years, having a great time. Then suddenly a friend of mine who has a hospital which was going down, morale is down, and he had asked me, please. I said, look, I've got nothing to do with the hospital. I'm a hotelier. And guess what? I took the challenge. And 500 were disheartened. You know why? Because the management team who were there, they were just looking after themselves. They were giving orders. They were not caring. And I had to change that culture. As one day I was passing by, I saw an Indian guy, poor guy, generally a cleaner, sitting on a chair. I asked my secretary, why is he sitting there? He said, well, he's waiting for the HR, and every time he keeps coming back and come back tomorrow. So I called the HR manager. I made him stand up in my office, and I made the janitor sit down. And I told him, now you're going to see him right now. And then after that, I called all the managers and said, listen, this is my principle. We are here for our staff because they are here for our patients. Now, take it from that. Now, from that moment onwards, ladies and gentlemen, that has made a big impact. And that's what we followed. We are at the service of our employees as long as they are at the service of our customers and patients. And that culture has created a boom of togetherness, of commitment. That was something which I will never forget. And later I will show Patsy that I also have a book too. So my advice to you, if you're a leader, you are at the service of the employees, not the other way around. Thank you.
Great that you also published a book. So the next question, if there's one thing that you can do to change the world, what would that be? May I invite Simone Nash? Are you there? Simone? Yes. Okay. No. How about Joseph Kalpin? This is a question for you.
One thing to change the world. This is so difficult because, of course, there are many actions that we can take. But I think that in today's workshop, in sharing that idea of changing the world, start by changing your own bed. If there was one thing I could do to change the world, I think it would just be to spend more time spreading kindness. I spent a lot of time focused on my schedule, my calendar, and making things happen. But how much more could be done if instead of doom scrolling for 20 minutes a day, if I spent time praising people 20 minutes a day, reaching out to people and saying, I see you. I see how you're working. Because the thing is that Joseph Kalfin in District 67 can't just take one action to change the world. But if I can do one thing and say one good thing to another person, that person's maybe bad day becomes a good day. Or maybe they become inspired to take another step. And then it starts a chain from Joseph to Patsy to Von Erich to the world. Because really, you can make plans, you can make policies, but I think at the end of the day, a kind word, a note of encouragement can move a heart, can move a group, can move a nation. So if there's one thing, it's just spread a little more kindness. Back to you, Harry.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. So this is a tough one. We often hear that a leader's most powerful voice is the one they use to speak to themselves. What does your inner voice say to you when you face a major challenge? This question, may I invite Ingrid, the art counter, please.
Well, thank you, Harry. Recently, I did face a major challenge in District 67. I am member of Legacy Toastmasters and also Global Family member. And just last month, another club came to me and invite me whether if I have a willingness to serve as a president for them. And I just attending their meetings only once, but their officers have a good impression on my performance. I was quite overwhelmed and not sure they are really finding the right person. So I started a dialogue with them privately and each by each, and they insist that they see the potential. And those senior member told me that leadership is not about doing, but rather than being. So if you're being there and show your energy and be present at every moment, and I was persuasive, so I say yes to them. So I think this is a big challenge for me. And at the same time, another club also asked me to serve as their coach. And as a working mom, my work is like upside down, but I think I can do it. And I will follow the 5G principle and train myself every day and starting each morning. Thank you.
Wow, Ingrid, you're a superwoman, the way I see it. So the next question is, in a world full of noise and constant digital communication, how can a leader ensure the voice is actually heard and not just tolerated? So this question may I invite Daniel Duan. Daniel? Yeah. Please, your audio is not on. You're mute, please.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm also from Lexi. It's my pleasure to join the meeting today. And as we know that nowadays the AI already have it everywhere and every day we are listening about that. But as a leader, I thought it's important to keep the faith, especially today we think about the 5G. I thought it's like a core thing we have to always keep in mind what we have to do and what we have to put ourselves in the right track. Every day is growing so fast, and we have an impact. A lot of information and everything is come here and there, and everything changed so much. So I thought it's very important to keep our core message. I thought today is a very good fundamental for us to keep the thing on the right track. I thought as a leader, it's always have to face a lot of challenge. So it's important for me. I thought it's a very great time for the end of the week and start from tomorrow is a new week to begin. So I thought it's important to keep in mind and let us always keep the faith. Thank you.
Good. Very good answer. I love that. Thank you. And the next question is leadership often requires delivering the bad news or tough feedback. So what is the secret to using a voice that is honest and direct, yet still empathetic? So may I invite Kyoko Minamoto, please.
Okay, thank you for pointing me. Leadership often requires delivering bad news or tough feedback. Yes. Yes, this is a good question. It's because the leader needs to use this kind of technique or skills to everybody understand the situation and bad news and tough situation. So I think that I think that maybe I show my emotion, how I feel first, and then if I cannot show my emotion with the bad news, and then they don't have empathize with me, and so leader needs to be perfect. They are vulnerable as a human. So sometimes I disclose my vulnerability to the members, and then it's okay to not to be perfect. And then yes, so yes, that kind of the skill. It's not skill, but honest feeling to share with the people is very important as a leader. Thank you.
Okay. Well, as long as you're telling the truth, I think you are a very good leader. So time's up. Back to you, TMM, Stefano.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Haifeng. I want to check with Joseph. Did we have any other speaker? I just want to check. I know time's up.
We have, according to the agenda, I think we can squeeze in just one more. I saw Arpid in the chat going nuts, begging Harry to call him. He said, "Call me, Harry, please call me."
Okay. Yes, one more question. I can do that.
Bonus speaker.
Okay.
Bonus speaker.
This is one very important. Glad that we still have one slot. So, which is more important in leadership to you? Speaking well or listening well?
It's me.
So this question comes to Peter. Who's the one?
Arpid.
Arpid. Okay, please, Arpid.
As a leader, all people who are having problem, they will run after me to resolve their disputes or some grievances. What do they want from me? Listen, listen and only listen and resolve the problem. If I start giving speeches, they will feel bad. I am telling my problem. This guy is only speaking. He's only foreseeing only his elections. So, as a good individual, as a good leader, I have to make sure that I first listen to them. Because if I will do that, I will diagnose the problem and I will able to give the good resolution. And that is how I will become a good leader. A good leader is not who always talks good about things. A person who does good. I have to do good, and for that I need to know what is your problem. At Toastmaster also, as a president, we have to make sure that we are doing what people need. Are they growing? Are they growing in this manner or they are going in this manner? So we have to make sure that we are helping them grow. And that can only be known or seen how they are performing. If my people are struggling for economy, when I'm talking about other things, it's not good. I have to make sure in the beginning or till the end, I have to be a good listener. Listen, listen, and only listen. Might be possible A person is giving a resolution for a Z person, and I don't need to even think about the resolution. Resolutions are present by the audience itself. So if we only listen, one person will resolve the problem of other individual. So we have to be very much patient listeners. And if we are doing that very well, we will end up being a good leaders. So this was my opinion on that. I would like to know you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Albert. Well, we do not have that much time in this section, which is because we only have 1 hour. I appreciate all the answers from the speakers, and if anyone want to try it, maybe you can come next time. So this is the end of the section. May return my control to Stefano, please.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Harry Falk. Let's give him a round of applause. He came up with so many engaging, inspiring table topics questions which fit in well with the meeting theme. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Harry Falk, for a great table topic session. And also thank you to all the speakers for participating and giving great answers. I would like to now move on with the meeting based on the agenda. Okay, I see our efficient reliable timer Patsy, who has kindly put the times in the chat. Thank you, Patsy. She is our VPE. She also served as the Pathways chair for District 67. And one additional piece of information, both myself and Patsy have been investing a lot of time to improve also our speaking, not just the leadership route. So I can see Patsy's progress, and whenever I see her improve, it's a reminder for me to also invest more time in becoming a better speaker. So I'd like to use this opportunity to thank Patsy for her inspiration. Next, I would like to move on, introducing Toastmaster Ingrid. She mentioned that she's also a member of Legacy Toastmasters Club. She is our newest member. I have been told by my sources that she's a wine lover and someone with a strong PR mindset. And during the table topic session, we have learned that she is also a superwoman, and clubs reach out to her for her talent and leadership services. Let's introduce Toastmaster Ingrid. Over to you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear.
Okay.
How many ahs did we, or did I utter? Okay.
Yeah. I think overall, all the speakers were doing a good job. A petty start with, yeah, I think kind of like welcome things. I think it's okay. Fetch, is that right pronunciation? Feta? How to pronounce?
Feta, like the feta cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, feta cheese. You know the feta cheese? Yeah.
Yeah, only one part, like you point left to right, but I think it's like performance effect. It's okay. It's a performance effect. And Kyoto use, I think it's okay. It's maybe it's a way for her expressway. Yeah, I think it's quite okay for all the speakers. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Ingrid, for the report of the account. Okay, I think we're running out of time, so I would like to wrap up my session. But before I do that, I see we had so many wonderful guests. I put in the chat a Google form that our wonderful president has kindly made. So if you enjoyed today's meeting and you'd like to join us again, please fill out the form. We have a very active community of guests that we like to keep up to date. In the form, you also have another a section where you can provide additional feedback for Fursey. I'm sure he'll be very happy to get more comments from you in addition to what we saw in the chat. Okay, I would like to thank everyone for participating today, and I'll hand control to our president, Toastmaster Joseph Kalping. Over to you, Joseph.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody, for a really fantastic meeting. We have 4 minutes on the clock. I see public speaking from A to Z. Nice, 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 Peta. So what I'd like to do is just take the opportunity and we'll do this in 2 steps. So we have Fursey still with us, and so I'd like to offer the opportunity for one person, if you'd like to pose a question to Fursey. We didn't really have a big Q&A session or anything, but I'd like to just at least give one person the opportunity, a golden opportunity to ask Fursey a question. And so I'd like to see maybe just a raise of hand. Maggie has had her hand raised. Maggie, are you looking to ask our wonderful workshop speaker a question?
Thank you, Sophie. I have been following Fursey on his Facebook for last few couple months. So actually today is my first time to watch his online workshop in live. This is very special. Thank you, Fursey. You made tonight, the Sunday nights, very meaningful. So my questions for you is that how do you keep the passion going on? I've seen you have been busy visiting and support all the club. What keeps you going on?
I love teaching. I love Toastmasters because it represents some of the best in what we do of the teacher inside all of us. I love everybody moving forward. I think when people find their voice, they can express who they are, they can become who they are. And that's why we were put on this earth, to become everything that we were meant to be. And I've always known as a young child, I was meant to be a teacher. It's just that I'm no longer doing it in the classroom like I did for 30 years. Now, I get to be with all of you, and I see results immediately. And I can put together things like, for those that want to speak, like many of you are in my WhatsApp group, Arpit, Robin, many of you, Alberto, Jenny, you're practicing, you're working, you're practicing every day, Feta, and I love it. I love helping people. I love seeing the growth. To me, it's impactful, and it reminds me why I'm here. Thank you for the question, Maggie.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Really good, insightful question. And I'm sure there are lots of other people. So the link that we sent for that survey also has a space for you to give feedback to Fursey, or if you have a question, you want to add it there, we can pass it along to him. Maybe it'll become fodder for a future workshop. Who knows? There's also one other question tucked in there, which is, I love giving people sort of the opportunity to think about next steps. Because when you hear a great workshop like this, you don't want to just have knowledge. You want to be able to take action. So it asks you to think about what your next step is. Now, as a closing, I'd like to just ask if there is one or maybe 2 guests, it is your first time here. Oh, a QR code for the WhatsApp group. Is that what I'm seeing right now, Fursey?
It's just me. Then I'll put you in the WhatsApp group if you let me know you'd like to be in.
Yes, please. If you also want to add the link in the chat to bring in some people, that's great too. Fantastic. Okay, and then if you're a first-time guest today, I would love to have maybe just 1 or 2 people just to give a little quick feedback. Tell us what you thought of Global Family today. what brought you here. Maybe it was our guest speaker. Maybe you heard about us somewhere else. Is there anybody who'd be interested in sharing? Just a little bit of feedback, first-time guests? Okay. Kavita, please.
Good evening. I'm Kavita from Tenkamal Toastmasters Bilingual Club from Bangalore, India. I just randomly joined after checking the WhatsApp email to listen to Fursey's workshop. I have listened to his speech a lot of time during online meeting. It was really glad to join this meeting, and the table topic session was really wonderful. There were a lot of good insights I had as a takeaway today. Thank you so much for having me as a guest today. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And yes, the table topics today, we squeezed in so many people. Absolutely fantastic. Anyone else? Any other first-time guests? Okay, I see Santosh has raised his hand. Please.
Yeah, I actually first time log into this WhatsApp group, and I saw Mr. Fursey talking. So it was really my pleasure listening him anytime, and I'm a big fan of him because I follow him and try to be an inch away wherever I am in terms of public speaking or in terms of expressing myself. And today's topics and today's presentation, especially the 5G, it is really very informative, and I'm taking lot many things away with me. So let me just improve upon, and maybe next time I'll be picking up one of the topics. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And I too, having seen Fursey from afar and posters and all of this, I have had all sorts of anticipation built up. And wow, did that workshop deliver. Really beautifully done, super smooth and impactful. And a lot of great opportunities to speak through the chat. Absolutely beautiful. This brings us to the end of our meeting. Couple of quick announcements for you. We have another meeting at the end of June, and we will be inviting finalists from other districts to come in and share their district contest speech. This is an opportunity for us, because not everybody gets to go to all conferences, to be able to hear a little slice of the champions and the excellent speakers in other districts. We welcome you to come out, to be a part of that. Our meetings at Global Family, we keep them short. They are 1 hour, and we try to squeeze in as much as we can, because we have a lot of people from different districts, a lot of leaders, a lot of people doing big things, and we know that your time is valuable. So I hope all of you, if you found today really helpful, if you enjoyed it, yes, thank you. I appreciate that enthusiasm. We welcome you to come out again to join us and to be a part of our community. We're looking to grow. We are looking to build across different districts. And so I invite you, fill out that survey, let us know what you thought, and I hope to see all of you at our next meeting. And with that, I'd like to call the meeting adjourned. Have a good night or a good morning, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye, Patsy. Bye-bye, Patsy.
Goodbye. Take care, everyone.
Good night. Good night. Good
Bye-bye.
morning.
Bye-bye.